Oh hi, it's Bukai, and welcome to a brand new video for Diablo 2 Resurrected. Now, I've recently been told that this game had just come out, and Diablo 2 was just a brilliant game from my childhood. I loved all of the Diablo clones that had come out after this, and the second I heard that this game had come out, I needed to run a Shout Barbarian build. And this is going to be the Let's Play for that. This is going to be completely online, so if anybody in the Ojai Guild would like to come and play, there will be a section in our Discord for us to come on and play around. And if you guys would like to join us, then don't hesitate to join our Discord down in the description below. So one of the first things I'm going to be doing is running through the actual good old-fashioned Bloodmore in order to get to level 2 or get close to level 2. The thing with a Shout Barb is very slow at the beginning, and mainly he doesn't come into power until level 30. I'm playing it the old school way where I'm building up as an actual Shout Barb along the way. Most people just take one of the respecs. I kind of play Diablo 2 as if I don't have access to respecs, simply considering they weren't in it when I initially played, and I kind of feel like playing it, back in the day when we didn't have them. So as you guys probably noticed earlier, there was a little bit of a cut there. I'm not going to be showing every little leg of the journey, either important parts or me running around to find them. If people are interested in watching the entire journey, watching me running around and trying to find the spots, then just please let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, don't hesitate to give it a like and subscribe. It really help out the channel and let me know that people are interested in Diablo 2. As this game is I love Diablo. It's a great game. Now we've entered into the den of stinking evil, so we shall cover our noses and leave no crevice untouched. And props to anybody who recognizes where that comes from, as that was probably the best game I have ever played, of all time. Yeah, good old Baldur's Gate, wicked game. Now, I'm not going to be showing you guys the entire clearing of the Den of Evil, simply considering a lot of it's running around trying to find these one scraggler mobs. I understand why the quest was designed this way. It's simply considering it's meant to teach you to explore the map. It's a great example of exploration inside of games, but in terms of going back and playing once you kind of know what you're doing, it should be a skippable quest, but it gives you a skill point, so it's not a skippable quest and you have to go through it. And I see why a lot of people just go through Act 1 and then go back to do the Den of Evil when you're more powerful. In terms of a tutorial, it's a great level. In terms of a non-tutorial, it's horrible. So I'm going to be going after Corpse Fire here, and it's going to be a couple of close calls. Now, I'm initially thinking that I'm playing on hardcore mode, as that's the usual mode that I play whenever I first start these games, but I'm not. I'm on softcore, so it doesn't matter if I die, and the reason why I do actually go to softcore in Diablo 2 is considering I actually enjoy the dueling scene, despite being awful at it. I'll be the first person to admit I'm awful at Diablo 2 dueling. I used to be really good pre-expansion, but you can see there that the game had actually crashed, so I have to go through the Den of Stinking Evil again, twice. Ugh! Just a pain. A pain is all that was. And as I was saying, I'm just terrible at duels in this game. I used to be decent before everybody got Enigma and before Rune Words and all that, but, it's fine. The only good thing about that crash is I get to go after Corpse Fire twice, as he does have some decent loot that he usually drops. And there he goes. Boom. We're going to get a short staff, which I do believe I saved to give to a Sork build after this. Now, if people are interested in me showing all my characters playing and all my account characters, then I will certainly do that, but this was initially just meant to be my Barbarian playthrough, but if people are interested in more of an account playthrough, I'll do that as well. As I said, this is just a pilot, so we're going to see how she goes. So now it's all about just hunting down the last couple mobs, and I decide to take up my javelins and equip the throw, so that way I can save some time where I just throw a javelin and get rid of the zombie. I forget to switch over back to the scepter, as the scepter is faster at killing the undead because it's plus 50%, but when you throw the javelin, you just one shot. I believe that javelin is the speedrunning strategies, that you want to just get a javelin and start whipping it at people. as that clears out the den fast. And here's this guy just juking everything, and boom! The den of evil is clear. So now we run back out into the Bloodmoor, and we've been looking for Flave to appear onto the map. And now that she has appeared, we are running through to the Cold Plains. And we're just going to run through trying to get up to Bloodraven, trying to unlock the Stony Hills and whatnot. And you can see here I run, of course, Bullcly bees Bullcly, and runs into a dead end. It's fine. And there we have the Cold Plains waypoint, so it takes me a bit before the clicks actually register. I decided to go back to the good old-fashioned rogue encampment and start to identify some of this gear in order to sell, get some money going in, and whatnot. Now this short staff I decided to keep because of the +2 charge bolt. I prefer lightning sorks. I know most people are blizzard sorks, or most people sit around playing with fire. I always loved the lightning sork. It was my first PvP build, and even though probably not the best, but I loved those energy shield sorks. They were just fun. I'm going to be able to keep the bow and give it to my archer in order to basically just get a little bit of extra damage, because the thing with the shout barb is at the beginning you're not really that powerful. Who becomes powerful is your good old-fashioned mercenary. And I'm going to be, as I said earlier, skipping some of these sections and points in time, considering I'm not killing every mob. This takes way too long to go through every single mob as a single target Barbarian, and it's just worth it to run up, catch onto a elite mob, take them down, and whatnot. It's the best way to farm up the gear. The more gear you have, the more powerful you get, and it just tends to be the best way to go about it. Now here I find, I believe this one here is the good old-fashioned Stony Field, and I know I've been saying good old-fashioned a lot, but that is classic Bullcly coming in. And of course, one of the first things I find is a Cold Enchanted mob. Now most people would just quit and come back whenever they find Cold Enchanted, as it's just not worth it, run past. But I'm stubborn and I'm like, nah, I'm taking it down. I fear nothing. Yeah, dumb decision. I run out of health, I run out of, like, everything, and I'm still thinking I'm in hardcore mode. Yeah, I also forget I got javelins on, where I can actually, take these guys out. And I realize who he is. He is the mob kind of in the back lines there, who is hitting me with the cold enchants. And there we go, I'm out of health. And so this is where I'm saying, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to die. What is the best way to go about this? And I'm kind of realizing I got no chance, none, if I'm going to be sitting like this. And obviously my howl isn't pushing any of these guys back. How am I going to take down this guy in a guerrilla fashion? And then I remember, oh yeah, javelins. Whip, 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 whip. He's a melee boss, meaning I can just keep running back and forth, cold enchanting, whipping the javelin at him, and just slowly whittling away his health, and there's nothing he can do. And there we go, he goes down. And so does the Dark Ranger, and we clean up the area. Now, he didn't really have anything of value, just a couple of throwing knives, but I got some more healing potions into the mix, and I no longer have to run back to town. I switch out of the javelins as well, considering they are limited in ammunition, and I do not wish to waste them. Now I'm running along, and it doesn't take long for me to come across the actual underground passage, which you need to do for Decker King, and I drop a portal there for when I need to come back. However, you'll see very quickly here that I do my first save and exit. I kill Rakanishu, as he wasn't too difficult to take down, but I try and pick up everything that drops, and unfortunately I just get a ton of mana potions and not really picking up any healing ones. There's 2 that drop, but it's just not enough. I didn't get them in time. I've got 39 health, and I'm like, okay. I'm probably not going to be able to gorilla them down. These guys are hitting me. They're getting me. I'm just going to save and exit. And then it's there that I notice, oh, I'm not hardcore mode. That doesn't matter. I'm just going to rejoin the exact same game that I had opened up, run right back, which is a bit of a mistake, as I was hoping that the portal would stay open, but because I left, it dropped my portal. You can do this to rejoin the same game that had just ended, even though it is empty. There is a delay period before they drop them, and I do notice the cave along the way, and I decide, you know what? I never, ever go into the cave. It's not worth it. It's at least not until hell mode. And I decide, you know what? I'm going to go into it this time. Be the first time I go into the cave in probably decades, so let's just go. And it's a good thing here that we come across stone skin rather than what I thought that was cold enchanted, my luck being Bulkai's luck. Now we're going to keep running through and cleaning out the cave, and you can just see that the barb is, like I said, just not powerful. And I missed a chest. I noticed that in post-recording. Whoopsie. It's fine. Yeah, the barb is not very powerful at the beginning. He just does not have any AoE. And that's the purpose behind the Warcry, is he builds up a lot of AoE, and why a lot of people build into the Whirlwind Barbs back in the day. But after a while, once you hit Hell mode, cleaning out every mob just really isn't needed. And I hate mana burn mobs. Ugh. I wanted to shout all those guys off, but, you know, it just didn't work. Mana burn. Mana burn, mana burn, mana burn. Hate it. Hate it with a passion. Now looking through the inventory, I'm going to be picking up a nice Armor of Thorns and putting away some other items. It's too bad that I can't wield that Scepter, as it is +1 to Thorns. I can only equip the Crude. Now, equipping the Fire Javelins, I probably should have just kept the increased stack size, but it's fine. Fire Javelins just add a little bit of extra damage, and you can see here an additional Guerrilla Warfare with my good old-fashioned Cold Enchanted, but Bukai's be's dumb and just keeps running into arrows that he should have dodged, but, you know, this is just Bukai being Bukai. And then I go, okay, Pig-Headed, okay, I'm just going to keep throwing javelins at her. I have cleared out her mobs. I could just probably go toe-to-toe, but this is where I'm just dumb, and I keep throwing javelins rather than... If you're going to just go toe-to-toe and just sit there throwing javelin, just run up and hit her with her scepter. You do more damage per hit. And you're not wasting your javelins, as you've only got 23 left, and she keeps dodging them. What are you doing? Like, Bukai's be Bukai, and Bukai no think. It's fine, though. And there she goes down. We're going to pick up a nice enchanted sash, which should open us up because we do not have a sash, but unfortunately it's ethereal. So I cannot repair this, so I'm going to equip it. It does increase my belt slots, I believe, so that does help. And we've now entered into the cave level 2. And I believe I run everywhere here, and it's just frustrating, the cave. And there's another fire enchanted mob, but they're not as dangerous, and there's another sash, and here's my mistake. I actually picked that up, I read it, I should have kept it, considering I thought, nah, you know what, I'm just going to keep the ethereal sash. I'll replace it before then, and I don't end up before the ethereal sash breaks. And it sucks, but it's fine. So we're just running through all the mobs, just taking down the bosses that show up, as the goal inside of the cave is just to reach the chest. And you can see the big cut there where I'm running around the entire map. It takes me a bit. I got lost a tad bit. And these guys keep blocking my path in a single file line, and it's just annoying, but it's fine. We're going to keep running through. I'm going to replace the rejuvenation potion because I want to keep them, and there is the chest that I have been looking for. Picking up my first small charm, which is nice. We haven't really gotten any. And we are going to get through all of these mobs, go back to town, read them through, and then find Bloodraven in the burial grounds.
Death head on.
And once we are gone to Bloodraven, I realize Bukai's luck kicks in again, and good old-fashioned, she's cold enchanted. Yep. Bukai gets real lucky with all of his stuff, and I keep getting frozen. And I'm just sitting there going, I need to just take down Bloodraven. She's really annoying, but she keeps freezing me. This is frustrating. But, you know, it's fine. Bloodraven's probably one of the hardest mobs to take down because of how early you face her, and because of, oh, jeez. Not really a damage boss as much as she is a crowd control boss, but she is also a damage boss. She does a decent amount, and at least you have a lot of room to take down. And I get my first yellow of the damage, which is a target. I do end up selling this Targe, even though I should have kept it. I should have just kept it for a Smiter Din, but I didn't, and it's fine. It's not the biggest deal, but I didn't keep it. And there we have it. We're picking up our rings, and we've got our chipped diamonds now as well, and we're going to take down another cold enchanted mob. There's just something with me in picking up every mob being cold enchanted, but you know what? It's fine. We're taking them down. It's not the biggest of deals. And if you guys are noticing the game name of Ohio 001, I will be playing on Ohio 01, 02, 03, 04, whatever one we are on. Just simply be considering it's a nice way to keep the community playing with each other, and there will be no passwords in these games. I might put a password of just being 1 or like 2, just basically numbered into the actual game. This is simply due to trying to stop bots from going into it, as Diablo 2 is filled with bots, always has been, and I guarantee Diablo 2 Resurrection will be filled with them eventually. So we're going to be running down and trying to find the chests inside of here. And it doesn't take long for me to find some, as I saw it out of the corner of my eye there, and I'm like, okay, cool, and there's another boss here, so let's just take him down. What is he? He's stone skinned, so yeah, it's not the best, but we can take him down. Pick up some magical boots, and we're going to open up the chest and pick up some gear. We're going to go back to town, and we are going to, once we dump a lot of that stuff, we're going to run to the next, I believe this one is the crypt. Yes, that should be. Now, we did unlock Paige while we were in town, and we did equip her with a bow and whatnot. And Paige is going to be a nice little damager, and you can see here the pathfinding here is just annoying based off of the location of that one little spot, as I just keep bouncing back and forth. Just a pain, and it takes me a bit before I move through. And there we go, another thing of boots. And we're just going to continue to the chest. And unfortunately, it's here that the game crashes, and you'll see it. But if you guys have been enjoying this video, don't hesitate to give it a like, a subscribe, pass it on to your friends. If you hated it, pass it on to your enemies out of pure spite. If you'd like to help support the channel, there's a link to a coffee shop down below. You can buy me a coffee, be much appreciated. And with that, take care.